Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. If I told you, would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration was in charge? Orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned. Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3. The center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, globalist bishops. They will not surrender the game, because Trump is the one variable they cannot control. Unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, if they ever see the psyop for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
Christmas night, 1776. The river hardened into jagged ice, daring any man to cross. The army was breaking, bare feet, empty stomachs, fading hope. Washington chose to move, knowing there would be no second chance. Ice slammed the boats as they pushed off. Men froze at the oars, but they surged on. Washington stood resolute. The river would not stop him. Washington and his men marched 9 miles through a blizzard. Some fell. The line kept moving. Dawn came as Trenton slept. At first light, Washington struck. The British broke. Washington led his men. The fight ended almost as soon as it began. One night changed the war. Faith and the dream of a free nation still intact. The American Revolution lived.
Welcome
was
in,
not.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the show. It's Sky here from Woke Societies. It's episode number 1016. It is December 18th, 2025. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, over on Kick, over on X, over on YouTube, and of course, my favorite platform, built by Patriots for Patriots. Let's see all the ahs down the chats over on pilled.net. Welcome in, guys. Welcome to the show. Almost 100 fam. Not there yet, but almost there. It's Thirsty Thursday, aka Friday Eve. Welcome in, guys. We have a butt ton of winning coming your way, fam, into all of our ways. Trump's big address to the nation yesterday. We'll be breaking that down, all the wins, guys, because there's at least 10 wins coming straight up to you guys. All the closures of some lefty organizations. The economy is in full swing. Trump is reclassifying marijuana, and so much more. We're going to dive into it, guys. And now we're also finding out that that place that we were talking about yesterday, the MIT scientists, well, the shooter may be connected to both of those. There's also a suspect that they have not named and an arrest warrant that's been put out. We'll talk about that as well. Oh, and oh, by the way, Trump media agreed to a merger with nuclear fusion company TAE Technologies in an all-stock deal worth more than $6 billion. Why does this matter? Fam, we're literally on a timeline for insane technology coming our way. Let's say hello to the fam, shall we? We got Water Wizard, Candelicious, Don't Tread on Me, K-Joy, R4 Cents, Optimus Grind, Heather July out there. We got Dougie, Dwana, Dalkin of Truth, Kwasan, Cubs Jedi. We also got Jeff Bork, Dangleberry, welcome in. Tennessee Girl's always out there. Patriot 714, Loop-de-Loop, Guitar Lady. Let's see. Joan in OKC is out there. Welcome in, friends. Spirit's out there. Meek Easy, Q Diggity, Izzy Q. Let's see. Lulu's out there. 02 Anon. I saw Jack Attack as well. Great to have everyone out there. Grateful Brew. Red Billy. Awesome, awesome. And the floor is yours. Jack Attack up there. SBF Chief and Core Cousin. Great to have you guys out there. Halo Moon Crushing. Down Home. Concerned American. Welcome in, guys. Becky Heindel out there. Welcome in. Welcome in. Dean is me. Fantastic. Let's get over to that YouTube chat. Let me see. I don't even know if it's working over on YouTube. Let me refresh that. While that refreshes, let's go over here. Truly. It's just Truly over on the Rumble chat. It says I have viewers. Okay. Just the chat is, there we go. Okay, so something's going on with the chat over there. Hector Flores, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Guys, drop a 5-5 in the chat over on YouTube. Let me know everything's running smooth. Okay, it looks like it's fine. Don't know. Either way, Pilled's the way, guys. Get on Pilled.net. All right, great to have everyone out there. Spazzo Yeti. Let me put the links in the chats, guys, real quick. Hold on. We got to get everyone to Pilled at 6:30, as we always do. Today may be a shorter show, guys. We shall see. All right, everything's good over on YouTube. Okay. Beautiful. Thanks, Cyber. Appreciate that. Pin that message over there. We're going to go over here. Where's that Rumble at? And we're going to do this over here as well. All right, guys. I'm going to attempt to do a news blitz today. If I feel like it's straining, I'm going to gut it. And we'll jump right into all the crazy wins, fam. It's been crazy. And, guys, I don't know. I'm not really into NASCAR too much, really at all. I have some friends that are into it. I think his name was Greg Biffle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly, but my God, he's a big NASCAR guy. And he crashed. Something happened with the plane. No one knows yet, but him and his whole family were on a plane and crashed, and everyone died. And apparently he did a whole lot of hurricane aid with Hurricane Elaine out in North Carolina. And unfortunately, he has passed away. So I saw that news, and I just, it's absolutely devastating. He had a young son, a young daughter, and just horrific all around. So I don't watch NASCAR, guys. I didn't know the guy, but a lot of people do, and they're extremely upset about that. But either way, guys, prayers up for everybody, guys. Patriot Donnie, Fuji Cash and her daughter, just all these guys. Anyone that needs prayers in the chat, guys, throw them up. And right before we go into the holiday season here. So crazy. So with that being said, guys, let's try to get this news blitz done and out of the way. And we'll dive into the main event. Let's see if I can do it, guys. Smash the red pill. Keep those gold pills falling. The stickers flying. We're at 1,530 already. Fantastic. Thank you all so much for that. Let's keep that rock and rolling, guys. News blitz me harder. Let's fucking do it. Well, it's not every day that we see this, but Pornhub looks like they got extorted after hackers steal premium member activity data. Oh boy. Pornhub is facing extortion from the Shiny Hunters group after a data breach at analytics vendor Mixpanel exposed premium member search and watch activity. The breach occurred due to a phishing attack on Mixpanel on November 8th, 2025, and Pornhub confirmed that the stolen data include 201 million records of historical search, watch, and download activity. And however, the company stated that this information not compromise its systems or sensitive user data. Shiny Hunters claim to have about 994 gigabytes of data and have threatened to publish it unless a ransom is paid. Mixpanel has stated that it does not believe the extorted data came from its recent breach. And yeah, guys, just stay up Pornhub. It's absolute AIDS. Over here from Gateway Pundit, Catholic New York Governor Kathy Hochul moves to legalize state-sanctioned suicide. And guys, I don't know what is up with the Democrats and liberal places in general, like Canada, wanting to legalize assisted suicide. You don't aid dying. Dying happens on its own. The state is approving of the intentional ending of human life in an op-ed published by the Times Union. Hochul made clear that she intends to sign the so-called Medical Aid in Dying Act, which would allow terminally ill patients with fewer than 6 months to live to receive drugs designed to speed up the inevitable. Absolutely terrible. I don't know what is up with the Democrats and wanting to be the party of abortion and party of death, but they continue to be the brainchild for it. From Disclose.tv, the trans community is up in arms again as Sainsbury's has removed a Grinch Christmas card from its shelves after it was deemed transphobic. The card featured the caption, "This Christmas, I'm identifying as a Grinch," which many interpret as invalidating the experiences of transgender individuals. And this is literally all the card said. "This Christmas, I'm identifying as a Grinch." And apparently, the trannies got really upset about this, saying that the retailer needs to do better. Critics argue that the phrase identifying as trivializes gender identity, creating backlash from the trans community. And I'll have to say to the trans community, go fuck yourselves. Over here from the Vigilant Fox, UK man has been jailed for 18 months over 2 tweets that were viewed only 33 times, because of course it was 33. And the latest insane case of free speech being utterly dead in the UK, a socially isolated man has been slapped with an 18-month prison sentence for 2 anti-immigration tweets that barely anyone saw, viewed a pathetic 33 times combined. Luke Yarwood, 36, let loose an ex after a deadly car attack at a Christmas market in Magdeburg, Germany last December. His post called to burn migrant hotels and take to the streets and force ugly stuff, sure, but in a free society, should that land you behind bars when it reach fewer eyes than a bad cat video? Absolutely not. And the UK, they continue to jail their citizens over speech. And from some crazy news over here, Republican Steve Hilton is now leading in California's governor primary over Swalwell. I have no idea whoever this guy is, but he's a Republican, and it looks like he is now leading the polls, which is fantastic news. And over here from Trending Politics, charges announced against Haitian nationals and a $7 million SNAP fraud scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Massachusetts on Wednesday announced federal charges against 2 Haitian nationals in connection with a sprawling supplemental nutrition assistance program, or SNAP, commonly referred to as food stamps. And during a press conference, federal authorities arrested Antonio Bonnier, 74, of Mattapan, and Saul Alismi, 21, of Hyde Park, both originally from Haiti. Bonnier is a naturalized U.S. citizen, and Alismi is a lawful permanent resident. And yes, $7 million of SNAP benefits completely being used for fraud. Just another day for the Democrats and the people that vote for them. And over here, from Breaking 911, people are upset that the SNAP benefits are no longer applying to junk food. And you're going to be getting clips a lot more like this as we get into the holiday season.
Cool. Like, why they do that? What's the point of food stamps if it's just for real food?
Hannah Moore believes she and other SNAP recipients should be able to go into the grocery store and buy whatever they like. Soda, candy, prepackaged sweets, prepared desserts, and juice with less than half of natural fruit or vegetable juice in it will not be allowed to be purchased on SNAP cards.
I don't know what Trump is doing. I don't know what's going on.
Apparently, junk food, guys, is no longer on the menu. Fucking fantastic. And last but not least here, over here from Documenting Anons, Rob Reiner described his son Nick's recovery from drug addiction as successful in a September NPR Fresh Air interview, stating Nick had been drug-free for over 6 years and was in a really good place. So what would trigger their son to slit the throats of their mother and father? I would have to assume it's probably something highly traumatic that no one knows about, or maybe some people do know about, and it'll all come out at some point. And with that, fam, is today's News Blitz. Yeah, very well could be, Pappy. The rage bait is unreal these days. Absolutely unreal, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, thank you so much for the Go Pills already. Jack Attack with a cookie. SBF Chief, Core Cousin, 02 Anon. Thank you for those shades. And Halo Moon, thank you for the happy Thursday phone, my friend. I really appreciate that. 1,530 Go Pills, guys. Let's keep that rock and rolling to the 20K. We have tons of wins to get through, fam, as Trump was going to be making his announcement yesterday to the nation. No one, they were saying for a while this is all going to be about the economy, about the wins. And then we get some bullshit about possibly that we're going to be going to war with Venezuela and then end up being a nothing burger. So we're going to go through all that, guys. Why was Tucker Carlson putting out into the ether that it was going to be a call for war? I've been giving a lot of side eye to Tucker Carlson as of late, fam. I don't know what this guy's up to, what he thinks he's doing, but I'm starting to get some glowy vibes for sure. But either way, guys, we're getting into all that, all the wins from the economy. This is setting up everything, fam, and everything going on with the UK and this economic revolution that Trump is literally on the forefront of, and we are at the ground floor of it as it's starting to peak out now. So, guys, with that being said, let's dive into it all. We got the main event coming up. And, guys, you know how Australia went and did their whole, we're gonna crack down on guns more after a bunch of Aloha snack bars shot up a bunch of Jews. Well, even their speeches are taken from American movies that you cannot make this shit up. Australian politician is finally exposed. And, yes, straight from a movie, he used it for his own speech. You cannot make up how fake these fucking people are. Enjoy this video. And I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Take a watch.
Australia, we have serious challenges to solve, and we need serious people to solve them. I promise. Unfortunately, Tony Abbott is not the least bit interested in fixing anything. He's only interested in two things. Making you afraid of it and telling you who's to blame for it.
I just think that Michael Douglas was much better at it than Albo.
Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe Anon on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold, stay woke. Open up your eyes and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. No time like the present for this music with the message. It's the method to my madness, beat the madness to my method. Give you nothing but the truth now to capture your attention. Broke free from the matrix, master the dimensions. People swear they know the truth, but aren't asking any questions. Confirmation bias, so they pass on interventions. For those who know the truth, but they pass it just to mention. Of anything you might say, the past is their defenses. Wake up, and don't you dare go back to sleep. Always keep one eye open for demons on the creep. Once you turn into a wolf, you won't ever be a sheep. A worldwide awakening, so now run and tell your peace. Woke Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe Anon on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal.
1776. As you know, our great nation was founded in the crucible of revolution in that year. Now, as we enter the Christmas season some 250 years later, we are proud to provide 1776 with a whole new modern meaning for our joint force. As he announced to the nation last night, thanks to President Trump's unwavering commitment to our warriors and the provisions provided in the One Big Beautiful Bill, more than 1.45 million service members will, in the coming days, receive a one-time tax-free bonus of $1,776. This has never happened before. Every member of our military, E1 to 06. We're calling it the Warrior Dividend, a direct investment in the brave men and women who carry on the legacy of our armed forces every single day. This Warrior Dividend serves as yet another example of how the War Department is working to improve the quality of life for our military personnel and their families. I can think of no better Americans to receive this check right before Christmas. Whether it's for pay, housing, face support, all elements of what we're doing are to rebuild our military. So to the American warrior, President Trump and I and the entire War Department, we have your back. We thank you for your service. And we thank you for your sacrifice. We love you and your families, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Sky here from Woke Society. It's episode number 1016. It's December 18th, 2025. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, Kick, X, YouTube, and of course, my favorite fam over on Pilled.net. Well, I was watching live yesterday, guys, waiting for Trump to come out. I had no idea what he was going to be getting into. And then, kablam, the Warrior Dividend came out. I was like, well, shit. I'm glad they're getting some money, but what about us, Trump? Damn it. We got to wait till next year. No, it's all good. It's all good. They absolutely deserve it. We're going to get into that, guys, because there's so many wins to discuss here. And if I'm, if I'm a car dealership anywhere near any of these military bases, I am throwing up 1776 fucking propaganda news. Not propaganda news, just propaganda marketing all over the fucking place to try to get some people in the door. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Ever remember the military? That's a nice deal. That's a nice deal. So, guys, yeah, I got through the news blitz. Isn't that great? Did not know if I was going to make it. Still got some phlegm going on. It's gross. It's disgusting, but it is what it is. But either way, guys, thank you so much for being here as per usual. And thank you to Salty Steve says, I'm welcoming your voice back. I missed the blitz, but understood. Yeah, I should be here, my friend. We should be good from here on out. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, guys. Smash the red pill over on Pilled, over on YouTube. Smash the like button. Appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, hanging out in the chat as per usual. Rumble, if you're alive out there, do whatever you got to do on Rumble. And so please go over there. So we'll be there doing that. And Becky Heinel, everything's running fine. Pilled's running fine. All the platforms are running fine. I'm watching it now, and you should be good to go. So hop over back to Pilled. Rumble is a deserted wasteland. All right. So Trump was putting out a big address to the nation, guys, and we didn't really we kind of knew what it was going to be about until Tucker Carlson decided to throw out some bullshit that he said he supposedly got from some Congress people, which I'm just like, why would you ever trust basically any Congress person, especially with all the work they're trying to do to undermine Trump and his administration about going to war to Venezuela. And basically what this turned into was a line by line piece of Trump and his administration's accomplishments, his promises made, promises kept, and also a big butt pounding to the Democrats about how much things have changed just in 11 months. It was an awesome speech. I think it was 18 minutes altogether. It was quick. It was succinct. It was to the point. And it kind of recapped everything that has gone down in 1 year and also set up the foundation for the next year coming up, fam, which I do believe is going to be a giant historic year for this country, not just because of the politics and the midterms and all that bullshit, but where things are going technological wise, where the economy is going, fam. things are changing and the numbers are showing it now. This isn't just hoping and coping at this point, saying, well, when, it does take, the economy is like a Titanic, right? You're not going to be able to turn this thing around overnight. It's like steering a giant ship, and it takes time to turn around, and we are on the come up as of right now. And Trump wanted to let everyone know we're not going anywhere. Things are looking up. And the affordability hoax, well, it doesn't seem like we're going to be complaining about affordability, hopefully, in the near future, guys. Let's get the first clip here. This is what Trump had to say.
Good evening, America. 11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again.
So that was the opener there. Completely shit on the Democrats. Talked about the border. Talked about the major wins. And by the way, guys, have you noticed no one talks about the border anymore? We barely ever mention the border at this point. It's completely shut down, and it's been one massive deportation operation ever since. And he wanted to let the country know this is where we're at with this right now, and it's only going to amplify much more once we get into next year. And he wasn't done there.
The American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see. The numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last and
that's the thing, guys. So basically what he was getting at was all the wins, and was basically painting the invasion of our country as the number one problem and one of the major reasons why so much of the shit feels so expensive, housing so much, all this other nonsense, all the tax-paying dollars going to these fraudulent welfare systems that these illegals take advantage of, and wanted to hammer home that interest rates will be coming down. He already has his pick for replacing Jerome Powell, who's going to be slashing interest rates. It's all starting to come together, guys. And I'm telling you right now, for the ones that are blackpilling and literally counter messaging Trump at every fucking turn at this point, I don't know what to tell these people anymore. I really don't. I don't even know why they're here at this point. If they're still on that train, I really don't. Because at the end of the day, I said I am going to stick through this administration till the very end, and I will never take myself out of the equation for when the winds hit. Because if you're blackpilling and counter messaging every single thing this guy does, I mean, I don't know what your alternative is besides letting the communists completely take over and letting that be your option as a good option, and instead of bitching about every single thing that little thing that you don't like that Trump has done or has policy-wise or whatever it is. And that's fine. That's fine. But as far as the economy and the big major promises that he has come through on so far, he has come through on almost all of them. The economy and the Russia-Ukraine war are going to be a work in progress. I know what the Trump economy felt like the first time around, and it was the best economy that I can remember being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, and having extra money in my pocket. Hey, Drunk Pinata, thank you for the raid, my friend. I appreciate that. This guy knows what he's doing. Scott Bessent knows what they're doing. In the middle of all this, we are going through a transitional period with our economy, with our military, and with our technology. It's all happening right now. And I don't know what that would look like if Kamala Harris or whoever the fuck Democrat was going to be running if Trump had, quote, lost. But I can tell you right now, the investments coming in this country where things are going with AI, these data centers, it is a true race. This new technology that I do believe is going to be up at some point in our lifetimes, it's all coming together. All the pieces are there. And people still want a black pill. It's truly incredible. Has it been perfect? No, it never was going to be perfect. It absolutely wasn't going to be perfect. But it's better. It's the best thing we got right now. And that's my my little diatribe to the black pillars that are out there. Because what's your alternative? And I always ask this to people that want to black pill and counter message everything. What's your alternative? New party? That's not going to work. What's your alternative? There is no alternative. There is none. I'm going to let the man cook. And you're right, Cyber. He will need to shut the fuck up and let Trump cook. Doesn't mean we can't criticize him. We absolutely do. But we're in year one, fam. We're in year one. We are going to see this through for the next 3 years. And then the creme de la creme here, which sent everybody into a tailspin because I didn't know what he was going to announce. I thought it was like, okay, are we getting dividends? Are we all getting dividends before the holidays? Some people were, and it's the military. And he does this right before he's about to have National Guard, and he's already in many states, National Guard in all these states to crack down on illegals. Check this out.
Tonight, I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military, and last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes.
So that is going to the military. And that's what P. Hegseth was talking about in the opener there. This was not announced or even brought up at any point. And it's a huge homage and thank you right before America's 250th birthday to our military. And I have zero issues with this. And like I said, this is on the cusp of right before Trump is going to be throttling cities all across this country with National Guard, maybe even more military, to clean these cities up and to let them know that, hey, we know things in the past have not been great, but we're here to bring the military back, and we want to make sure that you guys know you are acknowledged. Here's almost a $2,000 check tax-free right before Christmas. That is a pretty nice gift, and no other president has done that. And the funny thing is, guys, when Trump announced that he was going to be doing this, like, people don't realize like how the TV business works. If you're someone like Trump, or you're a president, whatever it is, and you have like a national address, like there are certain standards that you have to meet to get for the networks, so in case they have something like primetime than their own, a game show, whatever the fuck it is. You have to hit certain standards, or they're just like, nah, we're not gonna be playing, the president's address unless it's super important, super serious, when we'll cancel some things. Like, Trump basically played this perfectly. Whether it was set up or not with the Venezuela bullshit from Tucker Carlson, it got people's attention and millions of people tuned in. And this is what Trump does all the time. He is a master manipulator of the corporate media to get the spotlight on him when it needs to be on him, the most. Does this shit all the time. And his closer for the speech ended like this. And again, this is all about him talking about the promises, everything going on in the economy, affordability, all of it, and what's coming in the future. And this is how he closed it out. Here we go.
And very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all.
And that's how it ended. It was 18 minutes long. It was strong, to the point, and everybody and their mom was watching this. And there was no negative reactions from what I could tell from across the board. And the funny thing is, like I said, people started getting their minds that, Trump was going to go and announce to the nation less than a week before Christmas that we're going to be going to war with Venezuela. Can you guys imagine? Can you guys imagine how retarded that, just the thought of it would be? And again, the only people I saw pushing that bullshit was Tucker Carlson and I think David Smith. Another retarded shill at this point, in my opinion. The guy was out on Trump like 3 months in. Another stupid faggot. And everyone that was buying that shit, they got played, including the media, and it was actually kind of funny.
Well, Steve, I first have to say I really appreciate the White House's ability to run an information operation on so much of social media, putting all this information out there, sort of these strategic leaks to make people think that this was going to be some kind of speech about Venezuela, to make them think there was going to be some sort of, attack going on. This is about to come down when ultimately many of us who have close sources to the White House, and I was at the White House earlier this afternoon, were told that it was going to be an end-of-year speech focusing on what the policies were that worked this year, announcing some new initiatives, and then a look ahead to next year. And that was always going to be, and always meant to be, the main thrust of the speech. And that's exactly what it was. But there was this clearly a disinformation information operation run. And I think a lot of people, I think, what'd you say, Steve? They got some bad info. I think they're realizing that they got some bad info.
Yeah, I wanted to play that for the Paseba clip. I think Steve Bannon's got some questions about Jeffrey Epstein that he never decided to want to bring up on his show. Very interesting, because this is essentially, guys, this is what you got if you were following this shit online as it was going on. Everyone's like, oh, it's all going to be normal. Yeah. Nope. Everything's good. And it's like, it's so weird. I feel like people are just like, they're just waiting for the shoe to drop so they can just say, I told you so. I knew Trump was going to. It's the weirdest thing. And it's like, are you here to cheer on demise, or are you here to cheer on like the future of our country? It's the weirdest, craziest thing that I've seen. And the only thing I could equate it to, guys, at this point is that people might just have shitty lives. So they want everyone around them, anywhere near them, to be shitty as well. It makes them feel better. I don't get it. So what Tucker, this is essentially what happened with Tucker.
Hello and welcome to Stay Free with Russell Brand. We are live at Turning Point Amfest.
The fuck? Yeah. Thanks, asshole. Let's get into that again. Here we go. What the Russell Brand, bro?
Well, apparently we're not going to war with Venezuela. my sources were wrong. I just wanted to share how it is that I got the information, if you allow me. Last night, I had a dream. President Maduro came to me in the dream, and he said, Tucker, El Presidente Trump is declaring el war on Venezuela. I need your help, Tucker. The dream was so real that I had to check if it was true or not. So I called Candace Owens. She said that all dreams are totally credible sources of information. That's where she gets all her information from. So now I know we're definitely going to war with Venezuela. Yeah. I had to check with a government source one last time before I leaked this totally credible information. So I called Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she said, Tucker, you go ahead and leak that information. I also had a dream about it. So that's basically what happened.
So I just want to make sure you guys know that is that's essentially how that all went down. And why I've been giving Tucker a lot of side eye lately, because the retardation, and he's definitely up to something, guys. I don't know what it is, but you know, to each their own. You can follow whoever you want to follow. I'm definitely giving him a lot of side eye lately. I don't know if he's really in to see this fall come through. So either way, we got that out. And why I thought this was crazy funny was because this is it right here. I don't watch any of these shows. But apparently, Survivor, the season finale of Survivor, was on last night, or was going to be on last night during Trump's address. And the libs, super upset about that.
Donald Trump just had prime time. He interrupted the season finale of Survivor. Okay, we're talking about more than 5 million people that are watching that on CBS tonight. The president just interrupted that and was able to deliver essentially a campaign speech. That is not what addresses like this. You know this from the White House. It is usually for a major domestic or international incident or announcement. That was not.
It is usually for a major international event, and White Houses have to make pitches. I remember quite well when the networks rejected Barack Obama's request and our request from the White House to air a speech on immigration that actually had policy in it. But usually you have to meet a certain bar in order to get that time. And I assume there's going to be a lot of meetings in these networks tomorrow morning about whether or not to do that. Again, if they ask again, we will see.
Guys, I used to watch Survivor when I was like a kid, living with my parents still. Like, it was something we all used to watch like back in the day when it wasn't retarded and stupid. Because I heard these people bitching and crying. I'm like, what is this, like the 25th fucking season of Survivor? And this is what people are upset about? I mean, how much more Survivor do people need to consume? This is why I was like, no wonder so many people watch fucking Candace Owens at this point still. Americans just love the slop. The president's giving an address to the nation. But what about Survivor? Orange Hitler.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
People are this fucking crazy, guys. They were upset about Survivor. And like I said, from the get-go, this is all being announced that this is going to be a speech about the accomplishments, the economy, affordability, and the future going forward, and that's exactly what it was. So, guys, just be careful where you're getting your info from. Just be careful. And anyone from, like, Alex Jones camp, Tucker Carlson camp, David Smith retard camp, they're all like in the same vein with Ian Carroll. It's all slop. Just be careful with where information's coming from. So, what Trump did here, I do believe he was setting the timing up for this perfectly with his address, and then the continuance of today now, all the numbers that were coming out on top of what Trump just said about the economy and what's coming. And when you know it, the inflation data came in and it shattered expectations, and people that were in the know, they were shocked at what they saw, and this is a good indicator, guys, of where things are heading.
The number of the morning, the CPI, maybe coming in a little bit better than expected. 2.7%, a little light here. I'm just reading the headlines here. Year over year, 2.7. Ex-food and energy core, 2.6. So 0.4 off. That is a very good number here. And it really, I have not looked at the internals. I'll look at them now, but it suggests that the internals are good as well. Let's see, year over year, over the last 12 months. There is no month to month, but some guys will be able to calculate. Seasonally adjusted index for all items less food and energy rose 0.2% over the 2 months. So correct my math here, Michael Santoli, but 0.2 divided by 2 is 0.1.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's a very, very low monthly rate here. The index for shelter increased, so you did get a really nice decline in shelter, which was 0.2. And so that was 0.1 per month.
A lot of these people on these shows, guys, hate Trump. They're adamant Trump haters. They hate MAGA. They hate everything about him. And yet here they are talking about how amazing the numbers are on things that matter to us, the middle class, the consuming class. Numbers are going down and inflation is as low as it was in March of 2021, guys. And it only took 11 months to get to that point. And we're just getting fucking started. This is why I've been telling people to chill out. I know it sucks. It sucks for me too. Trust me. I don't live in fucking mansions, guys. I live paycheck to paycheck like most Americans. One crazy emergency away from going bankrupt, okay? I get it. It sucks. But it is going down. The Kabasi letter, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I'll call it Kabasi because I love Kabasi. This is absolutely insane. Inflation in the U.S. just unexpectedly posted one of the largest monthly declines since 2023, while a plus 10 basis point increase in inflation was expected. It actually fell by minus 40. This puts core CPI inflation in the U.S. at its lowest level since March of 2021. And according to this data, inflation is now at its closest point to the Fed's 2% target since the pandemic. 2026 is going to be a wild year. Bam, they were projecting a plus 10. They got a minus 40. And what is this? Because black pillars and retards and anti-Trumpers and everyone under the sun is hoping and wishing that this all falls apart, but it's actually working. And the numbers prove it. The haters can't hate on it because it's the numbers, and they're like, oh shit, it's actually working. Inflation news CPI is 2.7%, consensus is 3.1, core at 2.6. The consensus is 3.0. Crazy how Trump is right when all the experts once again were wrong. And this is an accounting of Bank of America, Barclays, Citadel Securities, Citigroup, Deutsche Bank, Employ America, JP Morgan. They were all wrong. Every single one of them was wrong. Incredible how that works. The jobless claims show no signs of labor market distress. Every vector in the economy, fam, is picking up, and it's picking up steam fast. After the Thanksgiving week debacle, the number of Americans filing for jobless benefits for the first time remains back in the same very low range it has been the last 4 years at 224,000. And that also is going to change. When you go into this, Lennar, America's second largest home builder, has cut prices 27% on new houses since the pandemic peak. And back in mid-2022, they were doing $511,000 per house. Now, it's $375,000 per house. Current prices are below pre-pandemic norms and indicate a sizable correction taking place. Lennar's reported selling prices net of incentives like mortgage rate buydowns. And additionally, they have started building some smaller floor plans as well, resulting in smaller price tags. Ultimately, this is great news for home buyers, as Lennar is one of the few builders actually delivering sizable affordability gains on houses. Their orders are way up as a result. So guys, this isn't just bullshit in his speeches about the housing market, affordability. When you look at everything that's coming together here with the numbers, it's lining up with what Trump is putting out there. And again, this is an average for the entire country. Obviously, not every part of the country is feeling this or seeing this yet. That's obvious. But at an average per the entire country, it is going down. Can't ask for much more than that. And the best thing is here, you have Harvard expert telling Democrats there is no way they can spin these numbers. They are what they are, and they're all good.
It was a better number than anyone was expecting. Look, inflation's been very high. It's stayed high. It has not been coming down. But, you know, people were expecting it to be above 3%. It was well below 3%. I mean, I think the president will take this as good news. The investors will think that interest rates will get cut more. So, you know, it was a positive news. There's no other way to spin it.
Absolutely.
There is no other way to spin this. Keep telling people to hold on tight. Hold on tight. Even Morning Joe was like, well, fuck me. We can't shit on this either.
Data this morning from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows inflation unexpectedly cooled in November. Let's bring in the co-anchor of CNBC's Squawk Box and the New York Times columnist, Andrew Sorkin. Andrew, let's talk about the numbers and how maybe the sort of disappointing jobless rate going up may have actually cooled other things off in the economy.
So I think we have to look, I don't want to say with too much skepticism, but I think we have to look at this particular number with skepticism, this idea that we've had inflation come down so materially on the CPI.
Look at the struggle facts that you watch right here.
My number, I think, has a lot of people scratching their heads, quite surprised. It appears that at least part of the reason that the number is as low as it is because of some, I don't want to say accounting issues, but in terms of how things were counted in October and also in November when the government effectively was shut down. It's also possible that some of the numbers, pricing numbers that we're looking at, the consumers were paying for, came later in November when things were actually discounted, Black Friday and the like. I don't think we're going to really be able to have a clear picture of that CPI number for another month. I think in a month from now, we'll have to look at the number and compare it to where we are today. Having said that, look, the good news is that the number has not moved up. So the good news is we're not having persistent increased inflation.
Bro, what is up with that eye, dude? What are you hanging out with Zuckerberg?
The question is, has inflation fallen as much as the number seems to reflect?
Fam, that was your textbook example. And if Drunk Pinata is watching, I mean, that is your textbook example of a struggle fest with TDS to the max. They can't even admit there has to be something wrong here. Maybe it's when the government was shut down. All these workers, they have to find something. The struggle fest is just fantastic. And the thing is, guys, this all coincides with what Trump was talking about last night. And then you come out this morning and all the numbers come in and it's always better than expected. Here's Peter Navarro.
That was exactly what we said was happening in this country. That was a beautiful print. Steve, I don't know if you know this, but if that keeps going that way, the inflation rate's going to drop to 1.2% year over year, which is well below the Fed target. So you saw the stock market rally, you saw the bond market rally, and this is what Trumpnomics looks like. So, yeah, it's too bad that print didn't come out before the president's speech last night, because he could have rubbed that in the face of all the naysayers. Good print.
A good print. It's a great print. Peter, I know you've been tied up this morning. We're going to hold you through the break.
Everyone working on Trump's economy knew this was coming, and it's all coming together. Huge, huge wins all around. And thank you to SBF Chief. Thank you for that can, my friend. Where are we at? We're at 1,830 gold pills, guys. At 6:30, let's keep those gold pills flowing, guys. We got a ways to go to 20K. Let's get those gold pills rolling through because we got a ton more wins to cover. We only just getting started here, guys. So let's get into it. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be moving everybody over to pill.net right now off of Rumble, Kick, X, and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here as per usual. Trump reclassified marijuana today. And that's what we're getting into next, guys. We'll see you over on pill.net. Until then, see you tomorrow, my friends. Goodbye.